It's a problem that so many people are dealing with after days of below freezing temperatures. You know, this trouble started with all those busted pipes, and it had us asking, what are your rights as a renter? And joining me today to break it all down is Eric Guster. He's a local attorney, a legal analyst, a real estate developer. Eric, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Claire.
All right, so first of all, so many people reached out to us with similar situations. Maybe they're in an apartment complex and they had a burst pipe. They couldn't even get anyone in the office to come out on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So they were just kind of left stranded. What are some of the things, what's the first thing that they need to do, and what are some of their rights?
Some of the first things that a person needs to do is protect their property, move it somewhere else, ask a friend with a van to come over and help mitigate some of the damage. Another thing that they should do if they have renter's insurance is reach out to their insurance company to get reimbursement and replacement, because some of the renter's policies will cover hotel stays, it will cover damage, and many of them move very quickly. And this is a situation where everyone who's in an apartment and renting a space needs to look at this and say, hey, I really need renter's insurance, because that is what would cover this. We don't think about insurance until something bad happens. And this is evidence of make sure you get renter's insurance to cover all of your belongings.
And so the renter's insurance will cover, we saw in some video, some of the clothes that were wet from all those pipes bursting, the toys that belong to the kids. So that'll cover those items, but it won't recover the damages. That would be for the property management team, correct?
Correct. The property man, there are two levels of insurance when you're dealing with an apartment complex. The property manager, the property owner, has insurance to cover their property, water damage to the walls, to the pipes, to the appliances that they own. And then the renter is responsible for all their personal belongings, their clothes, furniture, shoes, and other personal items. All those personal items, that's where renter's insurance will cover it. The property management company and the owner has very limited liability, if at all, for any of the damage that was caused by leaking pipes or busted pipes. The only time that a manager or an owner would be responsible is if they negligently and purposefully did damage. For example, they broke into your apartment and threw your stuff out unlawfully, or someone went in and stole all of your items without your permission. And those are the times where they would be responsible. This time it's rare that they would take responsibility.
And so many people reached out to us and they were claiming that the apartments and the management team and the owner did not, I guess, keep up the pipes, and they think it was negligence on some of the maintenance work for those pipes. But that would be hard to prove, correct?
That would be very hard to prove. Pipes in the South are not built for freezing temperatures. When you're looking at building codes, we're based upon typically mild to very hot weather for all of our building codes. For example, in New York, there's a different set of codes to make sure the pipes are insulated and have a certain level of expansion so that when freezing happens, they can recover. In the South, it's totally different. I mean, there could be a level of mismanagement and a level of negligence regarding the maintenance. However, pipes is very, very tough to prove because we're in the South and a lot of pipes burst, and a lot of companies at the airport a pipe burst. It just happens when there's very, very serious weather that occurs.
Well, do you think anybody who had any damage like this, do they need to seek an attorney to see if they have any, I guess, any additional recourse?
They can reach out to an attorney that perhaps they have worked with in the past. However, if they don't have renter's insurance, it will be very, very difficult to get any help. Oftentimes when there are large property management companies, they will assist you by moving to another apartment or getting another unit because they have a large inventory of units that they can move people. But beyond that, they're not required, although they may go far and beyond to help their people who've been there for a while and they're good renters. They will help those people, but legally there's very, very little requirement for those property managers and the owners.
All right. Well, that's some good information there. And Eric, we appreciate you joining us today to share that information. Hopefully it will help a few people. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope so. It's bad.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to take a quick break and have weather when we come back.